360. It is your host, Acadius. Just letting you know, we're at it again, speaking about the truth that has not been spoken. The truth that has not been spoken. And that's basically about, shit that people don't really care about. You know why? Because they just be like, it has nothing to do with me. So why should I give a flying f, right? So of course the topic is mental health and
Fight.
why is it so important to people? No, nobody knows. Damn.
Oh. I was thinking like, oh, I thought it was like a rhetorical question.
No,
Shit.
it's a
Oh,
rhetorical and an
uh,
actual question. We gotta stay with the
oh,
program there, buddy.
yeah, my fault. But yeah, man, that is the source of you know people's actions, their personality, their emotions, your state of mind on a day-to-day basis, and depending on how healthy or the
Scarlet.
severity is can determine um this could determine whether you know this person's stable or not, or they could be dangerous. They just have these thoughts. It's like, the mind is like a world, and it's you have all of these thoughts and these feelings coming through, and it's a
You were
matter of
saved from
like
Outworld streets for
sometimes
this?
people get
It
sober when they don't
suits
know
me
what
to
to do with them.
serve, Shao Kahn.
I pity your
But
low
I
self-esteem.
think a big
Round one,
critical hitter
fight.
to this is that when people don't speak about their issues, they're going through something, but they're afraid to speak out. They feel like that they're gonna be judged for what people think about them if they tell them A, B, and C. People make fun of them.
See, I'm gonna be 100 with you. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Like I feel that people are just I I hang around with people and like certain people I'm okay with being myself, saying what I want to say, doing what I want to do.
Hmm.
But around certain people, I can't be myself. I can't. I
Blood
just can't.
for blood.
Why not?
I don't
Do
know.
you
Like
mean like, hold on. Do you mean in a
Round
sense where
two, fight.
you act like a different person, or two, you suppress yourself?
I suppress myself.
Okay.
Like I can't normally just go up to somebody, hey, I want to sniff a banana, and then I can't normally do that with certain people, because they'll be like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro, does the does that mentality
Finish him.
literally make you feel suppressed on your own time, like you're just in a time zone of just like, oh, okay, like everything is not gonna, it's not gonna appear funny, or or something is not gonna appear
Fatality.
like taken,
Scarlet
like everything has to
wins.
be taken seriously. You feel me?
Um, I think it's a matter of it's a lack of perspective, really. Uh, that's the one big issue. That personality, sense of humor, emotions, your state of mind, like everything that has to do with mentality It's not black and white. There's many shades in between of these colors. And probably expanding more than that. Probably shit that you're not even currently familiar
I am
with.
his vanguard, Sonya.
You're about to be a casualty.
And it's like whatever that they're unfamiliar with or that they're not very receptive to is just strange or weird or whatever that falls within the range.
Somebody named Maxwell.
Round 2, fight.
He's a class clown. He's like Jay.
Or you know what it could be? Or they're being deceptive. And what I mean by deceptive is that's not who they truly are. They're not hiding anything from you. They're putting up a front. They give you this deception of where you think. I mean, but they give you people this deception where you think that the person's like this, but they're actually like this. You get what I'm saying? And I think, and you know, I was just talking to somebody yesterday about this similar situation where people are so judgmental to a point where do you think fucking first impression came from? I think first impression is just straight bullshit, because that's exactly what it teaches you to do, is be judgmental of other people. How the fuck can I speak to someone or anyone? Or how about you, for example? If we just met 5 minutes ago and you were to say, you know, the clowning jokes that you said, right? And someone were to, oh, you know, he's weird, he's a freak, he's this, he's that, any negative thing in a book about you. And it's like, how could within 5 minutes I can make an opinion on somebody? I barely hit the surface level about you. That's like watching a trailer to a movie or playing a demo to a game and you know, you just thought it was the shit. Like, it was just the best experience. Like, you claim to know everything about it from just the glimpse that you saw. And it's like, first impression not only makes you be judgmental, but also assume. You assume shit that's not there. There's no point in learning anything, whether it's about a person or something else. If I were to assume everything I know, there's no point of me even opening my mind. Whatever opinion I thought of you, oh, that's it. It's a wrap right there. Even if you try to convince me otherwise.
You're about to be a casualty.
Round 1.
Because I claimed, I put heavy quotes on that, claimed to know it already. When you really fucking don't. Someone told me a story a while ago. Well, we used to be friends with this person, and they went to a club with their other friends and met. And then, well, she was talking to a dude there, and the first thing that she said was, he seemed cool at first. I was like, you know what, that's your issue right there. You just said your own, that was your own answer. He seemed cool at first. You jumped ahead. You jumped the gun on yourself and thought that you knew them when you really fucking didn't. So therefore, your perception of that person was altered for whatever actions that they did. People are always saying, oh, I want to take the time to get to know this person, and they really fucking don't.
Yep.
How can you take the time to get to know a person and do a first impression at the same time? Makes no fucking sense. Because these two social standards literally conflict with each other.
How is it that you're gonna get to know somebody in the first
Round 2,
5
fight.
minutes of a thing? Oh, like, a day or so.
You know what, man? And I think, even if you do take the time to get to know the person, I mean, that's not a full bet within itself. Like you said, even within a year, you still won't know. If they probably could have been still suppressing themselves that whole year. They probably could have been putting up that front a whole year. There are people who abide by or feel like that they need to feed off of validation. They want that, they feed off of the external factors of people, complimenting them or giving or laughing at whatever jokes that they said, or they feel like whatever makes them feel cool or fit in with that particular crowd or other people that they're seeking it from. So they're gonna go to extents where it's just extra, it's too much. Like, it wasn't even necessary to do. Like, but it's just that insecurity, it's crazy to me. It's like, it's an insecurity, but that insecurity drives them to do so. To fit in, to be in the crowd, or to feel accepted. Now, they even know deep down that they don't enjoy whatever it is that they're doing, but they still do it. They still fucking do it. A lot of these things not only happens to just, whether it's friends, if you're just associates with that person, especially relationships, definitely get affected by this. That is a big hit. That hits hard in relationships, in the dating scene, in general. Any thoughts?
I can't really say much, But what I can say is that like I don't know why people are so quick. They're just so quick to fucking judge. Like no matter if you look like fucking the Hunchback of Notre Dame, like you can honestly be the nicest person in the whole fucking world. Like you can just like the 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 things that you like to do is just plant and like sculpt and shit like that. But then like one one little incident, like let's say there's one little tiny incident, like let's say for example like you accidentally left the the lawnmower on and it got onto somebody else's lawn. Oh, like this person, that he purposely did this for to ruin my petunias or whatever the case it may be. Like, come on, like that. It's just it's just stupid. Like it's really dumb. Like it's really dumb. Like for example, like let's take this. Let's take this. Uh, this guy Kyle that I know. They he he went through a lot of things in his life that brought him into like where he has to put himself in a bubble. Why? Because people wanted to take advantage of him and shit like that. That ain't cool. A lot of people do that. A lot of people do that to people who are just kind-hearted. You feel me?
Of course.
Like
Yes.
like myself, like I'm a kind-hearted person until you push that button. Once you push that button, like, I'm gonna give you one fair warning. You do it again, I don't know what's gonna happen to you.
I don't know what drives people to be so malicious like that, too, especially if there's no reason behind it, or that person never done anything. Hell, they could probably be the most uplifting person to them, and they just turn them back. Like, it's, I cannot visualize or see myself. I really can't see these type of people. They get very far or have many people that they're bonded with or friends at all. Like at all. But if they are by any chance, it's likely that the other person just doesn't know or doesn't see it. Or like I said, they're putting up a front, a deception. And you know what? It's like you have to be so cautious, and it's really you have to be so cautious of who you even talk to or hang around, or it's like you have to pick wisely who you want to associate yourself with. Olivier knows me like how I am, especially at work. I don't talk to nobody. Maybe like that. Only him and I'd say two other people. Like the way I talk to you guys, when I talk to them. The rest think that I'm just some quiet guy, or I just lack a personality, or I don't have one. But I let them think that. I don't give a fuck if they think that. That's another thing, is that if you care about what every single person says about you, you're not gonna get anywhere. I mean, it's negative. Any negative thoughts that person has about you, somebody always has some negative shit to say about somebody else but they never could reflect and look at themselves first. There's always something wrong with somebody else, but not them. How is it that you're so quick to see someone else's flaw or weakness? You can't see your own. It amazes me. But yet you could look in a mirror. You can look in a mirror, but you can't look in your own mind. In your own mind, you're more likely to be in your own mind than you are in the mirror. So you have more than enough time to do this. As soon as you're awake to even when you could probably fucking sleep with this shit and dream with it. There's that thing. So it fucking baffles me.
People just like tend not to pay attention to everything's the easy route.
Finish her.
Some help along the way. But when I got my job, I worked my hardest. I did the best that I can. You feel me? But they didn't see what they wanted. You know, they didn't see what they wanted. And then another one, like I just recently came out of surgery, you know, and then like there was just like, oh, like you're making excuses. I was like, all right, cool. Like whatever, like you just want to let me go, blah blah blah, whatever. You don't even want to like check the documents or anything. So I was like, alright, whatever. So whatever the case, that's what it is. Like that's what I don't like. Like people are just so quick to judge instantly. They're just so quick to judge. And they don't understand what other people have gone through or are going through.
Because we don't think to ask no fucking questions. They could have asked what happened to you. What was that process like? What is that recovery like? That couldn't be too hard to ask. But then there's also the emotion plays the factor too. That if that pissed them off or that annoyed them, they're just quick to pull it off and just dismiss it entirely. they're not willing to have the conversations because they're not socially acceptable to do this. It's socially acceptable, to talk about, I guess, the entertaining things or the positive things, the shit that makes you laugh, or that story that you had with that one friend or two friends that you hung out with, or whatever crazy fucking story that you had. That's what people give a fuck about, or they want to put in your face. But under that ground, they're not willing to dig that shit up. They're not gonna fucking dig it up.
Only very few people do it. Very few.
But then what interests me is that how can you be mentally strong or durable if you don't speak about it, if you don't get it, like, okay, I'll put it like this. When I was in school, and I told you, like, how that I was depressed for nearly at least 7 years. And it sourced from coming to realize just being in that environment, and I used to be much more talkative than I was then. And just being in that environment, I come to realize year by year, meeting new people and talking to them, it's like, I'm like, damn, like, I talk to these people all the time, and yet I feel like there's no bond, it's empty. Why is that? I don't hang out with them outside of school. I don't have their social media. I don't call or text, nor do they do the same for me. Even if I did have them, as a contact. But at this particular environment, it's like you're their best friend. But as soon as they're gone or you're gone, you don't exist to them anymore. And it's like, how could we as social creatures, which is what we are, put this barrier amongst one another like that? How can we really truly know people or expect to know people when we just put this block in front of them? You could know them you could be talking up to them for years. You've known them for years. But a bond has not progressed. It has not progressed into a friendship of any kind. And those same people could turn their back on you. They weren't even, you thought they were a friend and they weren't even a friend in the first place. When you get made fun of, they're the same one laughing at you. Same ones instigating. Oh, you're gonna take that from him? You're gonna let them talk to you like that? Just for their own entertainment. For a fight to break out. Or something else too.
Mercy.
They're not even gonna give a fuck. As long as they're entertained and they got a story to talk about, they're gonna tell everybody and their mom about that. Then everyone finds out about it, and they come back to you. Oh, you got your ass whooped, you got your ass beat, blah blah blah. Oh, you let him fuck you up. Like, they'll talk about it for days, months. Oh boy. And then when someone else tries you, they be like, oh, remember you got your ass beat by so-and-so? Forget it. They will withhold you to that. For as long as you're there. Which feels like forever.
Ain't that the truth?
You know who your real friends are when shit goes wrong.
Yep.
That's when people start where they can't, or they're just unreachable.
Scarlet.
When everything is all up against the wall, that's when you really know who's behind your back.
You are the Sanguinaire.
A fancy word for it, but yes.
There is no virtue in stealing blood. Round 1, fight. Round 2, fight.
Like being depressed and anything. Like I don't really like being that type of person. Like I wanna know like what can I do to uplift myself right now?
You see, that shit doesn't just happen out the blue. Like, in order for you to find your true happiness, you see all of the insecurities that build up or fears that build up. Like, if you sit there and ignore it, and you know their fear and insecurity is always telling you shit that you cannot do, that what you aren't capable of, how you can't really truly be happy. I mean, yeah, you might have a momentary, what's the word? You might have a moment of happiness, but then maintaining it is another thing. Having it for 10 to 20 minutes versus staying that way, or retaining that, are two entirely different things. So until you truly resolve those issues, it won't come to you.
Not me.
Round 2, fight. Final round. Fight.
What was it? You know what's funny? There was a guy at work today that he was. Now see, our department is cash operations, and he was saying that before he applied to the county, he wanted to be a cage cashier. They're the cashiers who take care of the guests who want to cash out ticket vouchers and chips. And he comes in and tells us that the reason why he didn't get that position is because the manager thought he just wasn't a happy guy. He just doesn't smile, according to the manager. Yeah, pretty much. That is too. Which one the guys, and it goes to show you, like, we're so worried about people. We think we know the expression on the person, and we really don't.
Well, in a sense, I kind of get it. That you kind of need to smile to be like customer friendly, but like it is really like yeah.
You see, they say a smile is considered friendly. But does that mean every person who smiles at you is friendly?
Before you get hurt.
Don't
You
dismiss
see,
me,
that doesn't
you
make any
arrogant monk.
sense.
Stay, and I will
You
cut
tell
you
me
to
there's
red
no
ribbons.
fake smiles, there's no deceptive smiles? You're just smiling just for the fuck's sake of it, and it's not a true, genuine one? See, people don't think about all that. They take these expressions at face value. It's, you know what else that just amazes me? When people don't know the science, they lack the knowledge of the science of how emotion works.
Blood for blood.
And you're sitting there and telling someone else
Round
what their expression is, or that they lack an expression or don't have one at all. Who the fuck are you to say such a thing? But you see, when they first meet you, and you know those people who go by first impression, they meet you in 5 seconds. If you're not smiling, or you don't look if you don't look a certain way, oh, then you're like, oh, he's probably just some sad guy, or he's just all angry, or he just looks serious. Oh, he's this, or he's that, or they're always something, and something that's not good. When they do perceive it as good, it's like it's like the accuracy was just way off, and they were nothing close to it.
The bloodline ends.
Scarlet wins.
Yo, like this, I don't know what the fuck, but this shit is really starting to bother me.
What?
I think I messed up my tailbone practicing, because I decided to do something and I landed sitting down and I kind of landed wrong. And plus, like, also not having a bottom, it's kind of uncomfortable. You know what I mean? No? Alright. You know, well, I don't know.
Fight.
Had your fill. Blood for blood.
Round 2. Fight. Mercy. Finish her. Fatality. Scarlet wins.